Hey guys, this is my first time recording a makeup tutorial for YouTube. My name is Veronica, which some of you may know if you follow me on Instagram at makeupbyvern, which I've been doing a little bit longer than this. I hope that everything is well for you, and I hope that this doesn't go terribly wrong. So let's get started. First thing is I'm going to prime my face. Okay, so I'm going in with the Tarte Clean Slate Face Primer. And I'm just going to apply a little bit to the back of my hand. I just use my fingers. Okay, now that we are prepped and primed, we're ready to go. Next thing I like to do is go in with concealer. And right now I've actually been using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Light Ivory, which I love. It is super surprising because it's like $4 or something, but it is amazing. And I like to take that under my eyes, get rid of the dark circles, and then I drag it down a little bit just to cover some of the redness in my cheeks. And then I get a little bit of redness on my nose and some other places, but that'll mostly be covered with foundation. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on my nose, and then up here, because when I break out, I tend to break out up there, and you can always use a little extra coverage, right? And just my chin, because my chin can get pretty red. So now that we've applied concealer, I like to take a damp beauty blender and just kind of blend that out a little bit. And I like to blend this up, especially right here in between where my chin and my lip kind of crease, because I tend to break out there, and that is no fun. Okay, now that my concealer is nice and blended, I'm going to go ahead and take my Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation, which does have 15 SPF, which is amazing, and it's a nice 12-hour full coverage foundation, and I have a little bit more oily skin, so it's nice. It doesn't get oily. And I'm just gonna start here. Okay, and then we're gonna set the under eye and just a few other spots around the face. But first, I kind of want to get like my bronzing, blush, and highlighter out of the way real quick. So, what if I can ever open this tube? I'm gonna take my LA Girl Pro Concealer because it works really well as a bronzer in the shade Beautiful Bronze. Okay, so just take a little bit there. Tend to put a little bit more on this side because my face is already a little bit more hollow on that side. And then I'm gonna go in with, I just have this little palette from Ulta. It came in this adorable little makeup case my mom got me. And I'm just gonna take Okay, so this is my blush brush, and me being me, I stuck a falsie onto it. Yay, falsies! Okay, perfect. Now that those are off, I'm just gonna go in from that same palette from Ulta. Just gonna use a little bit of their blush, which can be a little too dark pink for my personal taste, but it works. I like it. Just gonna apply that to the apples of my cheeks.
And this brush, I love this brush. This brush is from Luxie. It's a 514 blush brush. I love it. Works so well for fine blush.
And then I'm gonna grab my Morphe M501 brush, which looks like this. It's perfect for applying highlighter in my opinion. And so I love a crazy popped highlight. So I'm just from that same palette because I love some of Ulta's highlighters. They are so intense. I'm just gonna get some on my brush there. And then because I like a really intense highlighter, I'm just gonna take my Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day setting spray in lavender because it smells delicious. And I'm just gonna spray my brush a little bit. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply right here. And then I'm going to do the same for the other side. I love an intense highlight. Okay, so now that that is handled, I'm going to set my face. So for the under eye, I'm going to take the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder because I love it. It sets the face so well. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my beauty blender. Tap off the excess. We don't need to get crazy. And I'm just going to tap that into the skin of my under eye. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same to the other side. Okay, and then honestly I kind of like to mix these two. I like to use Ulta's setting powder sometimes. It's not my favorite though. Just for the face, just go under right there. Theirs is a pressed powder, so I like a loose translucent setting powder a little bit better. I just took a little bit of that e.l.f. and went over their setting powder too, because I had a little excess in the lid, which I'm going to use to set my nose. And my chin. Right here. Okay. Then I'm going to take a little more of the setting powder from Ulta and I'm just going to apply that up here to set my forehead a little bit. Okay. So our face is pretty much done. I'm just going to take my Gerard Cosmetics setting spray one more time. And just, okay, wonderful. I'm just going to spritz this generously all over my face. Now, I personally already have pretty intense brows, and today's a little bit more of a not natural, but a naturaler look. And so I like to just go over them with the tinted brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills in shade, that's what I'm looking for here, in shade Espresso. I love this brow gel. It's perfect. Okay, so now we are going to start on the eyes. I don't know why I had to raise my eyebrows so crazy when I said that, but it felt necessary. And I'm going to basically be using the natural NYX eyeshadow palette, which I love. Too bad I don't buy anymore because this is the last one I'll buy because they have been bought by L'Oreal, who tests on animals. And I don't agree with animal testing, but to each their own. So first things first, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Shadow Lock Eyelid Primer. Next thing, I'm going to go in with a transition shade. I love this brush so much. It is by Slim's Glam, and it's an L34 Blend Beauty brush. Okay, so it's really cute. I love these little studs. That's it. And then I'm just going to take, for my transition shade, I'm just going to go in with like I'm going to use this palette from Ulta that came in the same box as my other Ulta palette. And I'm just going to use this okay. I'm just going to start about here and kind of blend this into my crease a little bit. Okay, so next thing is I'm going to take the Real Techniques. This brush is very old for me, and I'm going, I want to say it's the base shadow brush. It's pretty worn off, but it's by Real Techniques, and it's a nice tapered brush I like to use in my crease. And I'm going to take a little bit of a darker brown mixed with like a medium brown a little bit. And I'm just going to put that in my crease. Okay, and then next thing, there is this wonderful little brush by Veronica, and it's not got anything else on it, so I have no idea what kind of brush it is. But it's a flat, nice little, when you're trying to add like a line of pigment or just pigment in a certain area, it's really nice. And so I'm just going to take, I have this kind of matte black, and I'm just going to add a little bit right here. It's not super pigmented, but it works for what I'm going to use it for. Just right here and in the outer corner of my eye and up into the crease a little bit. And then the same on the other side. I'm going to take my fluffy brush from before and just blend that out. Okay. Last but in no means the least, I am going to take almost like, it's like a shimmery, almost, well, I don't know how to explain this color. But it's like a light bronze. And I'm just gonna apply that right there, just to give it a little bit of pop, a little bit of shimmer, because what we do next shall be very fun. Now, I saw someone that I absolutely is like one of my biggest makeup icons do something very similar to this, and basically it is to use the Wet n Wild concealer I used earlier under my eye to do a little bit of a cut crease. And so I'm gonna try that. I've never done a cut crease before, but I absolutely love the way it looks. I'm gonna get a little bit more concealer. I'm just gonna dab it right there. Let me use my brush. Okay, so now that I have laid that down, I am going to take, wow, I am going to take oh, and then I'm going to take a fluffy brush that I believe I used before. Yeah, I used it to apply my highlighter, and I'm just gonna use that to kind of wipe away the excess because there was a little bit of fallout. That was a very loose shadow. Okay. Alright. And then I'm going to do the other eye. Okay, so now that our eyeshadow is done and completed, I'm going to take some liquid liner. And just line my Okay, so this is my finished look. I hope this was okay for my first shot at a YouTube tutorial. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I know you can tell that I did liner and mascara, falsies, lipstick off camera. But that was because I was running out of time. And this is more stressful than I thought it was going to be. Okay, I hope you all are having a wonderful day or evening or whenever you're watching this because this is pre-recorded. Goodbye!